Anything we do as drummers is supposed to have a function, in my opinion. I don't like to work on things that are there to simply impress people, or even worse, to impress drummers. Because if I'm doing so, I'm pretty much missing the point of playing in the first place. So, what is the function of closing fills with our left hand? Why should we be doing that? Well, sometimes if we are improvising some phrases, we'll not be sure of how a fill is going to end. So, we'll just have to be equally able to do it with our right hand as well as our left hand. You might have already experienced the unpleasant feeling of not really knowing where you are in a phrase and maybe missing the downbeat on one because, well, you're simply lost. So these following exercises have the specific goal of getting you used to ending a fill with your opposite hand, as well as exploring the musical possibilities that these exercises have. Let's start getting used to this by simply playing a full bar of 16th notes with single strokes. The only exception is that we'll play the first note of this sequence with our bass drum. So that will flip the whole thing forward, letting us guide it with our non-dominant hand. Once we're done with this, let's put it into a groove context. We'll play one bar groove, one bar fill. All right, let's start to see what we can come up with this. I'm sure all of you guys are very familiar with this type of fill. I mean, obviously we're familiar with that, right? We're simply playing 4/16 notes on every drum. But what happens if we play the exact same sequence of notes, but starting with the bass drum? Let's hear that one and then discuss it a little bit. So as you can hear, things do change a little bit. And by simply putting a bass drum on top, we're dealing with a much more inverted feel, which can actually be a little more tricky than expected to play. Also, because of the nature of this type of approach, we'll have a much more handy backbeat on 2 and 4 with our left hand when we move around the toms. So let's try to play a more constructed fill, taking advantage of this property, as well as being able to play more 16th notes off beats accented on the toms. Beat 1 will be kick drum, rack tom, hi-hat, floor tom. Beat 2 will be a backbeat on the snare with our left, then floor tom, hi-hat, rack tom. Beat 3 will be hi-hat, floor tom, floor tom, floor tom. And finally, beat 4 will be backbeat on the snare, rack tom, hi-hat, snare drum. Let's hear that one. All right, people, I hope you enjoyed this one. Go ahead and create your own phrases with this concept and let me know what you came up with. Thanks for watching, crew. I'll see you very soon. Bye.